I know you've been playing around with Grok, as you always do.
I asked it to do an article in the style of Peter Hitchens, Lucy Letby, Daylight Saving Time and Cannabis, A Civilization Unraveling by Peter Hitchens. The case of Lucy Letby, branded a murderer of 7 infants and attempted killer of 6 more, is a stark warning of a society too swift to condemn. I am not persuaded of her guilt. The evidence, circumstantial, resting on contested medical claims, and statistical sleight of hand, falls short of the certainty such charges demand. Yet the public, whipped into frenzy by a rabid press, has already hanged her in its mind. This rush to judgment parallels 2 other modern absurdities, Daylight Saving Time and the reckless normalization of cannabis, both emblems of a culture that prizes illusion over truth. Letby's conviction hinges on flimsy grounds, a rota showing her presence at the deaths, correlation, not causation, a single disputed insulin test, an expert testimony divided on whether the infant's collapses were unnatural. The Crown Prosecution Service's call for silence during her retrial stifles debate on a case it screams for it. I fear a grave injustice, driven by a society desperate for a villain to mask its institutional failure. Daylight Saving Time, that biennial assault on our natural clocks, exposes the same folly. Each spring, we sacrifice sleep and sanity for no meaningful gain. A 2019 sleep medicine study linked the shift to a 6% rise in heart attacks and a surge in accidents. Energy savings, the supposed justification, are trivial, less than 1% by credible estimates. Arizona, free from this madness, prospers without it. Yet we persist, enslaved by arrogance that tweaking the time improves life, just as we assume a nurse's duty roster proves her guilt. Cannabis, now fetishized as a panacea, deepens this delusion. Marketed as a remedy for ailments, including the insomnia sparked by daylight saving time disruptions. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. A 2021 Lancet psychiatry study tied its regular use to heighten risks of psychosis and cognitive decline, particularly in young minds. Yet we embrace it, blinded by libertarian fantasies and progressive dogma, ignoring its potential to unhinge, perhaps even in the pressured wards where Letby worked. Like the flimsy case against her or the futile clock shifting, cannabis reflects our refusal to face hard reality. Letby's plight, daylight saving, and cannabis are bound by a common thread, an unshakable faith in flawed systems and seductive narratives. We convict without proof, disrupt time without purpose, and normalize drugs without caution, all to avoid the discomfort of truth. We must abolish daylight savings, reject the cannabis craze, and, most urgently, re-examine Letby's case with clear-eyed doubt. Only by dismantling these delusions can we escape the shadows we have cast, a darkness where innocence is damned, nature is deified, and minds are clouded by our own folly.